I'm really pleased to welcome you today. Thank you for joining, and I would like to thank, first of all, our partners, especially the SICT Doctoral School on Sustainable IT. It's organized by the University UC Louvain with the KU Leuven and the Grenoble University. Also with their partner Alternumeris, a Belgian group of researchers, philosophers, engineers, mathematicians, etc. They reflect on the challenges of digital society. So really, that's a good type of partnership for us. As you will have noticed, if you join us on AirMeet before we started, you have access to a networking room during breaks where you can meet and discuss with other participants and some speakers potentially if they have the time to join you as well during the breaks. If you could not join us on AirMeet, you are then watching us on YouTube. It's the YouTube channel of the SICT Doctoral School. This is also the place where you will be able to watch later the replay of our conferences today and the replay of the Doctoral School conferences. So that's a nice opportunity if in case you would like to see again some of the slides, for example. Don't forget that there will be a last conference tomorrow on this same YouTube channel. It will be Chris de Decker from the Low Tech magazine. And as you may guess, he will talk about low tech as a solution to reduce our environmental footprint. I'm really happy to welcome so many expert speakers today. We have a day packed with really lots of conferences. This morning we'll dive in three topics mainly. We'll start in French with a talk from Aurore Stéphane about how our society is based on mining and extractivism, what it means for us and for a digital society as well. The next talk will be about the explosion of volumes of data that we create, that we transfer, that we store. You will then have the option to network, as I mentioned during the break, before coming back to learn about eco-design as a business model for a company. It will then be time for lunch, during which, again, the AirMeet platform will remain available to you to network with the other participants in the networking lounge. In the afternoon, after the lunch break, we wanted to keep you energized by having a different rhythm, different topics, different point of views. So we will have shorter talks to look at different aspects of sustainable IT. We'll look at inclusivity and accessibility. We'll also look at IT as a tool to help us in the energy transitions. We'll then move to a different format again. It will be talks in a panel discussion. If an organization is serious about implementing a sustainable IT strategy, it means that you need to manage the change as you would do for any important transformation. You need then to decide on the speed of implementation, the internal communication that you require to engage your teams, the external support that you may require from consultants, associations like ours, also how to communicate externally without falling into greenwashing traps. So lots of topics that we will discuss with senior managers from L'Oréal, Accenture, and Belfius. And then we will have the last break of the day, and then we'll move on to very practical questions of how to link your CSR strategy with the way that you manage your IT equipment and the opportunities that you may be missing today in that respect. And we'll finish this day of tons of talks, as you've already seen, by a last presentation with the aim to broaden again the perspective. We'll look beyond IT into a growing model of economy that may help us shape a better future for our kids, of course, based on circularity this time. So we'll start very wide, then dive more and more into specific topics and come back with a broader topic to finish the day. And I'll be happy to come back to do the conclusion for the day. First of all, I would like to give you a quick word of introduction about our associations, because I know that we've got plenty of people joining us today who are not members of the INR or ISIT, so Institute for Sustainable IT or Institut du Numérique Responsable. So non-profit associations in Belgium, in France, and in Switzerland, and hopefully in other countries in the near future. What are our key objectives as non-profits? Actually, they are very large, so I'll just name a few. The first thing is that we want to increase awareness about the issues that are created by ICT and the solutions that we can bring through the best practices. So of course we need to create a lot of awareness around these issues and share best practices for that. To do so, we organize also working groups on different topics of sustainable IT. We try to share expertise, help everyone progress faster towards a more sustainable IT. And this is where the expertise of our members really help us build more and more content. So we work with public authorities, universities, companies to research new ways of reducing our environmental footprint and to increase the social benefits that IT can bring. One way to do this is to create tools for our members and also for the general public, like the Winner tool that was released in its first version earlier this year. We also publish guides like the one that was co-written with the French government to promote best practices about sustainable purchasing of IT equipment and services. It's a very, very dense guide of more than 140 pages, so don't hesitate to have a look at that. And also, of course, we provide training for our members. We organize regularly training for our members at a special price to help our members train their own staff. Through monthly meetings open to all members, also through all the tools, the research, etc., that I've mentioned, by regrouping experts and consultants who can assist you, we try to create a community of actors to accompany our members and also accompany the authorities in the transition towards a more sustainable IT. Ultimately, and if we succeed with all the challenges that we are creating for ourselves, actually, our aim is to become a point of contact that is used by everyone, a neutral and objective reference on the topic of sustainable IT. I've talked about a community of members. It's actually a fast-growing community. In France, the INR exists since end 2018. In Belgium, it's since less than a year. We started in October last year, and in Switzerland, it's active since January only. And as you can see, we already have 126 members, a well-balanced representation of all types of economic actors, small, large, public, private, universities. So whatever the size of your organization, I'm sure that if you join us, you will find peers to talk to, exchange, and progress faster together. Sorry. So what do we propose to engage into sustainable IT? If you want to engage your organization towards a more sustainable IT, we propose 3 tools. You can take only one of them or combine them as you see fit. There's no obligation, there's no forced trajectory. The goal is really to help you engage with your colleagues, your employees, your management, your providers, your clients, to communicate about your efforts towards a more sustainable IT. So the first thing that we propose is the Sustainable IT Charter. You can sign it whenever you want. It's a moral commitment by the senior management of an organization to apply a series of best practices, values in favor of the environment, but also societal aspects like accessibility, inclusivity, ethics, etc. You can look at the Sustainable IT Charter on our websites in French, in English, and in Dutch. You can, of course, also become a member of our association, gain access to all the benefits that I've talked about earlier. And lastly, you can engage into getting the Sustainable IT label. This is a formal way to get your engagement recognized by a neutral and objective external party. So that's not us, it's another party I'll talk about in a second. The first thing is that you have to create a plan, an improvement plan, a continuous improvement plan to go towards sustainable IT. This plan gets audited by external auditors from SGS and Bureau Veritas, or Bureau Veritas. And it is then presented to a jury organized by Agence Lucie. They are specialized in CSR labels, and we are part of that jury. As said, nothing stops you from taking only one of the 3, or of course, it's much better if you can take the 3 tools together. There are already more than 180 signatories of the Charter in Belgium and France, and more than 30 Belgian organizations have signed during the first ceremony that we organized in March this year, with the presence of the State Secretary to Digitalization, with a very nice media coverage as well. If you are based in Belgium and you haven't signed yet, don't hesitate to join us in October for the next signing ceremony. We'll try to do the same, also have again a nice media coverage, etc. So don't hesitate to contact us in case you want to join us for the signature of the charter. Enough talked about our association. It's time to move on to start the day of in-depth talks that you all came for. Don't be surprised. We will between every talks, I will put you on hold for a few seconds. You will go for a few seconds back to the networking lounge, but I will bring you back to the main stage very quickly, and we will be back very shortly with our first speaker, Aurore Stéphan, that I will have the pleasure to introduce in a few seconds. So stay tuned.